let's start with hand fighting. So we're on our feet, doing our hand fighting. You can like look for inside positions, so like pushing at the elbows, pushing at the shoulder. You can do your collar ties. Get your elbows on the inside so you can open up your partner's arms to get underhooks. It's going to be a continuous thing, so Bernard's going to be looking for the same thing. We're going to be both looking for our grips. You guys can go for 2-on-1s, whether it's wrist, like hamburger grips, wrist, elbow. And then also think about like outside position. So I always say you should look for inside position because you're opening up space to get past their limbs to their to center mass. But I also think about like if someone gets like a collar tie on me, I'm also thinking about like elbow passes, like using outside control to maybe start getting an angle, looking to pick up a single. On Monday we were talking about like if someone collar ties me, there are ways that I can deal with this collar tie. One is like just occupying the space that they would snap me in. So like if I didn't do that, they could possibly snap my head into space, but then if they get a collar tie on me, I'll just glue my head to their shoulder and it prevents the snap. And now we can think about ways to, we can go over tie, we can go over the elbow as well, or we can come under again to get into underhooks. So when we're doing our grip fighting, just think about like there are inside ways to control, outside ways to control, and then the goal is to just get as close as you can to center mass. So whether it's some sort of body lock, whether it's some sort of underhook, just play around with it. Any questions? No? 1, 2, 1, 2. do this one more time. Just to continue to warm up, but also like for this next round, let's also think about changing a little bit of the level too. So we're doing our grip fight up here, but I'm also using my grips now to sort of move my partner's feet, and then now I can also look to aim below. So like looking here, my partner's not like really like light on his feet. Maybe we could even look for a single. Obviously, like Bernard, if I go for it, if I step back, I might put myself in the front headlock, whatever. So just like looking to go like head level, looking to go grip level, but also looking to threaten attacks on the legs as well. You don't have to like completely pick up a single. You can do knee touches if you like to. So like if we're like playing around with the grips up here, right? I can maybe move my partner in a way where if I get a knee touch, to me that might signal like, okay, when I'm actually like real wrestling, and then we're not just doing like sort of light movements, like that's an opportunity for me to come in, get the single leg or the double leg. Any questions? So sort of continue with the grip fighting, but also adding level changes as well. Alright, on to two. Feel free to switch up your partner so you can get a different look on your shoulders.
Pretty good.
I know. How's it going?
Straight. Yes, sir. Or you guys can go as well. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah.
Sort of put it all together. So we started with grip fighting. We're doing level changes now. each person we're gonna have 3 goals. So we're either trying to get my partner's hands to the mat, so like I execute a snap, I get to rear body lock somehow, probably through something like an arm drag, something like an elbow pass, whatever. I get to rear body lock, or I pick up any sort of single leg. That's it. Those are the 3 things we're looking for. And we're going to use our grip fighting and our wrestling to get to it. So feel free to like play around with everything, right? If my partner's posture is down, I can look for snaps. So he's going to want to posture up, and when he postures up, I'm going to have the ability to go for single legs. I can sort of think about arm drags to get around my partner. So either inside control could work here, but if he's collar tying me, I can also have forms of outside control to rush 2-on-1s. I'm going to pick up a single as well. So to avoid getting picked up on a single too, like when I'm defending, I usually watch like which leg my partner is leading with. He's probably not going to shoot with his left because it's too far. So it's like his right hand is the one I want to be monitoring. Whether it's just like a simple down block, something where my head, my shoulder, or my arm is in the way so you can't get it. But also, like, this is why I emphasize the grip fight. If I'm constantly occupying his grips, he's not even going to have the ability to shoot on me, right? So, winning the grip fight is going to be important, which is why we start off with that. So, looking to pick up a single, looking to get rear body lock, or get both of your partner's hands on the mat. Again, this is just like, we're not going 100%. I think it's, kind of just cycling through grips, feeling out what we like. Push. 2 and 2. Feel free to switch partners again.
excited. Because I can control you with that head.
Might keep people up.
Okay. So we'll move into some of the good stuff. So we'll start in this position where Bernard is on his back. We're going to be doing headquarters passing today, but we'll kind of work our way into it. So obviously, before we do any passing, we're always going to have to deal with somebody's open guard, right? And so like the headquarters position is basically here where I have both his knees pointed in opposite directions. I have one knee stable to the ground, and then I have like my weight sort of like pressuring into Bernard here. So I've basically taken up his available ability to use his legs to move me, connect to me. And he's basically just using his legs to frame me right now. So we'll want to play a game where we get into this sort of entry. So basically, the game that we're going to play is, my goal is to basically get past the line of his feet. So we're going to not necessarily restrict it just to the headquarters position, but basically what I'm trying to do is basically get both of my feet past his feet. Right? Whether it's this side, whether it's off to the side right here, like the line of his feet is here. This is like where we can start all of our passing entries. Obviously Bernard's not gonna let me do that, so he's trying to keep his feet in front of me, whether it's like on hips, whether he's pushing me away. There's really no like stopping win condition in this game. So what's gonna happen is just like, I'm gonna be looking for my entries and then I'm gonna back out and try to get my entries. Bernard's gonna make it hard for me. So it's kind of like a real game where I want you guys to be able to identify like, oh, when I'm here, like I'm past the line of his feet, I can either go into a knee cut, again, which is not headquarters, but again, the knees are separated. I'm pinning one of his knees to the mat. This is where we can start looking to do camping passing, cut throughs, right? Or again, you come here and we're again past the line of the feet. You don't necessarily, I wouldn't say you want to completely get into this position here. Just understand like, all right, I'm past the line of the feet. That's cool. I'm going to continuously do that over and over again. Some strategies that you can use, I think you've seen it already. Like I like to do cross steps. I like to do back steps just to mix it up, stay right on my feet. In order for me to not get caught up in Bernard's guard, like if I'm not careful, like he could end up like grabbing me using his hands. This is really annoying. Now I have to strip and go again. I like to sort of lean forward a little bit to put pressure to my partner, whether it's like on the shins, whether it's fighting the feet, to make opportunities for me to go in. And the last thing I like to do is this sort of like windshield wiper, where like I'm basically like standing, but then I'll bring weight onto his shin, like I'll basically connect my knee, and then it'll like whip around really quickly. You guys can like try that as well. You can go both ways. Use it to sort of manipulate yourself in and out of somebody's guard. So we'll play this game. We're just looking to get past our partner's feet. So whether it's on the outside, whether it's on the inside, I generally wouldn't recommend doing this, but you guys can play around with it.
Can you do the wind chill one? The wind chill?
Oh, show it again?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So we're here. Basically, if I like to bring weight down to my knee, because if I have it on my knee, that means this in the back. It's like light, and I can just move it up. But generally, I think about like, I'm just putting my knee on some part of my partner's body, and I just flip it around. It's one of my favorite things to do, is I'm like, I don't know, I'm like here or something, and I just flip it around, and all of a sudden, pass. Alright, any questions? do 1 minute on bottom, 1 minute on top, and then we'll switch partners. Start on the back. Yeah, thanks. Alright, top to bottom, bottom to back. Alright, new partners, same thing.
Bernard.
Let me start the timer. Alright, switch. Top one on top. Nice. So let's talk about some of the things I was seeing, and then maybe we'll play the game one more time. I think with guard, like the thing I think about here is like having knees to chest, but also at the same time, like I don't want my feet just like in the air because Bernard can grapple. we're not doing gi jiu-jitsu, but I know in gi jiu-jitsu you get both of your hand grips grabbed. Basically, like the grips are so strong in gi that like they'll basically just toriano you off to the side, and then they'll hold on to the hand grip and then pass it over. So like I keep my feet up, but I keep one of them down as well. So I'm kind of like playing off of one hip, and then like. I saw some folks making grips, like they'll go to the top of the knees and just like try and like open up the space between, like pulling and opening up the space to get access to my hip. This is annoying because like now I can't bring my feet up as like a blocker for retaining my guard. So what usually happens is like I also have to do some hand fight to some degree, right? Someone's like kind of prying open. Pry off their hand, bring my knee back to my chest, right? And then with like one leg high and one leg low, it's kind of difficult to get both of my feet at one time. This foot is accessible, but then this one's like subject to a lot of, I can use it down here to move. Even if he tries to grab it, I sometimes just make it hard for him. And then I also try to establish my grips as well. So, I'm not saying like playing off here is like a bad idea. This is why people do this, like, you know, circling feet so they can't really grab you. I just find that like playing off of a hip is a lot better. And then there's like a time to bring my head off of the mat, and then there's a time where I also bring my head to the mat. When I bring my head off of the mat, I feel like I have more mobility, but I have a more difficult time framing. So I don't know if we'll encounter this in this particular game, but I think later we will. When someone comes in to pass, right? If I put my head on the ground, it's much easier for me to bear weight, right? So like framing Bernard away is going to be easier, right? But then having my head off the ground allows me to move a little bit better. So that's just something to keep in mind. I think for this game though, paying attention to where your feet are, and then also initiating a hand fight can help you keep guard. We'll play this one more time. Different partners, same thing. 1 minute above, 1 minute below. 1, 2, 1, 2.
That's right. Got this at one side.
next game we'll play is more like maintaining these sort of guard passing positions. So I'm thinking about entering the legs, and then I want a condition where their knees are like spread apart, or I want a condition where their knees are together. Those are the two like winning conditions. Knees apart, like it doesn't have to be like a traditional head legs position, but you can see that like when I get his knees apart, again, like I'm occupying all of his leg ability with like I'm removing his base off the mat, so it's hard for him to generate force. And then I'm basically like occupying, making his legs do like 100% framing, right? Because now it's like his heel is like to his butt, his bottom leg is kind of off the ground, it's hard for him to do anything except frame. And then from here I can maintain this position 1, 2, 3 seconds, that's a winning condition, right? Knees apart. At the same time, like, if you get into other positions, like, these things can work too. Like, it doesn't have to look like a traditional head holders. This is also a position that I can maintain, right? If you get to kind of like a cut through position, same thing. Like I'm inside, my entire body is like an inside wedge. I'm keeping his knees apart. He might be able to do like a lasso here, but for the most part, he's pretty immobilized. This is also a winning condition. And then if you go to the outside and you're able to get both knees pinned together, you can also maintain this as well. And this is just like me putting body weight on somebody who has no structure to carry my weight down below his legs. I will emphasize that I want you guys to try and stay at the hip line. So like what happens is like if I try to do some degree of passing and I overcommit my weight to the point where Bernard's is framing on my chest, this is bad because now part of his upper body is carrying some of my weight. And what does that mean? It means my lower body is going to be lighter, and then this is when people start recovering their ability to use their legs. So it means they'll bend their guard back, they might pummel into leg entanglements, they can start moving. So what I'm really doing is I'm committing my weight at the hip line, right? There's almost like no involvement yet to his upper body. So here it's like, it's hard for him to use his legs. This is perfect. I want to maintain this until I figure out how I want to pass it to get to the hips and then to get to the shoulders. So we'll play this game. We're looking for knees apart or knees together. Trying our best to maintain those positions for about 2 seconds. If you achieve that, that's a winning condition. And then you guys will switch. Any questions? All right, on to you. Alright, new partner. Same thing, looking to maintain lower body position, knee apart, knees together. Make sure to switch actually. Oh. Yeah. Don't talk about them when you guys complete your roles or if you feel like you've been too long in a while or whatever. To try and get access to the hip. Like, just because we've immobilized him and we have his legs doing a lot of framing, we still have to get past this frame, right? Otherwise, it's hard for us to access the hips and also his torso. And then, obviously, they'll also be framing on us at some point, so we have to deal with this. I like to think about, like, what his knee is doing that determines my next step. So the point of immobilization is really to also just decrease the chaos of open guard, right? Like, there's so many things that can happen here. He can enter a leg entanglement, he can sweep me, he can grab my feet, he can do anything, right? So by getting to this position, we're limiting the number of things that he can do. So like, this is why I think maintenance is really important for passing, just so it just decreases the craziness. Here we have some options, like we already have his knees apart. We can turn this into like a knees together situation, right? I like to put pressure into this frame right here, and then basically you can like use an elbow, you can use the side of your chest and ribs to sort of just bump and to smash. And as I smash, I like to change the position of my legs and keep my chest over to keep knees together. So I kind of have like a knee behind his knees, my chest is over his knees, and then I sort of like bring my legs out laterally in order to just establish really good base. From here, like, his legs no longer have any sort of ability to be in the way, as long as I keep good pressure on them. There have been cases where I've lost this and people just like reopen up their knee. But if you have good pressure at the knee, then generally now his hip, you have access to. That doesn't mean like they're not going to be framing on you. That's still going to be a problem. But at the very least, like, you've gotten the legs out of the way. From here, you can step up in and out. So you penetrate the hip space here, or you can also start moving towards the this side, I can also think about trying to basically pressure into him while moving my legs off to the side to my left, and then basically come outside as well. Just another way to, so you can smash this way, or you can get to the outside of his legs the other way as well. And so like, if you can't get past the upper body frames, you can just sort of post on their thigh and also kind of their hip pocket here, and then basically push until the frame collapses, back step your leg out. There's another way here where you can ride hip to hip as well. Like if you're able to push their knee over this way, basically have my left hip on his hip, and basically like turn my hip into him, and then I basically am swimming and I can do a back step. So all a number of things where like we're turning this knees open position to more of like a knee closed position. And then if he insists on keeping his knees open, this is when we have our ability to cut through here. So like, cut throughs are hard mainly because this one, like if you're doing like a traditional cut through, like there's this knee frame that just poses an issue. But if you start in a headquarters position, you're already ahead of this knee. And if he decides to keep this knee open, then you kind of have a great path through here. Just get the far side underhook, and then head over head with a based out hand here, and you can basically blast through right here. So just monitoring that knee position helps you decide what kind of passing you want to do. So we'll start in the headquarters position here, and then what we want to do is we want to basically get access to the hips. That's going to be our goal on top. So whether it's smashing down and then climbing them out, once my knees make contact with hips, I'll call that a win. Like even if I don't really have great upper body control, our goal right now is to sort of get past the legs. And then, if you guys monitor this and you still want to do a cut through, same thing. My line for the knees has achieved his line at the hip here. We'll call that a win. Any questions? All right, 1, 2, and 2. Switch when you accomplish your goal. Start in the headquarters.
Your weights really start forward, versus okay.
Yeah.
Try to stay a little bit more vertical when you're ready to kind of
Right before you go?
yeah. Okay. Why I say forward is I can start getting my hips in. So in order to avoid that, make sure you're just vertically putting weight downward on my leg. Try not to lean too far forward. Unless if you're brush this space. This is an opportunity to come down there. Yes. See how I'm like heavy but balanced. Because I don't want to load myself on here. Because now
Yeah, you wait properly. You want to put some farm work?
Plus I went twice. Not twice.
let's not commit your weight too far forward behind that. And that gives me the ability to sweat because of that. Okay, so thank you. Your partner, same thing.
Feel the pressure that I put on your knee. So I'm not forward like this. I'm just trying to keep your leg closed.
Okay.
If I'm forward, you can start
Flipping you around.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm
Okay.
back, I'm balanced. So I'm penning, and it's a control position.
Okay.
Go. As soon as you start pushing your knee in the knee, that's my opportunity to start pushing your knee out.
Yeah, so what I was saying was just like, I think I have this problem too, but it's easy to overcommit weight. It's just like, I just want to pass, I just want to get past your guard. And if I overcommit weight, yeah, you can see that it's because my weight is moving towards the top, therefore the bottom starts getting more mobile. And you'll see this like even when you're like, let's say I have knees together already in a smash pass, and it's just like, if I'm not patient and I just try and like go forward without beating, let's say he just got like a stiff arm or whatever. Now he's carrying more of his weight up top, yeah, more mobile on the bottom. This is how people get their guard back. So yeah, it's just like, if that ever happens to me, generally what I do is like, if I feel like I'm being stiff armed away, I will relieve pressure off of the frames and then go right back to the hip. Because when I'm down at the hip and the leg, it's kind of hard for them to frame me. It's like I'm not threatening chest to chest. Therefore, there's just a lot of distance between my chest and his chest, and it's kind of hard to frame right now. It's like he can kind of push me, but he's not going to push me off his hips. Like unless he has like really long alien arms, which most people don't. And so like now I'm in a position where I'm still past his legs, which is a big part of passing. And then now I just have to figure out like, all right, how do I win a grip fight in order to get further up on the chest? So that's the last component. Luckily, like with upper body fighting, I want to say it's like a similar case so we'll do 2 games. One will actually start in half guard. And we'll move back to headquarters in a second, so half guard without the knee shield. So we'll start here. All Bernard can do is basically frame. And if he sweeps me, then that's a win for him. My only goal is to get chest to chest. So like, we'll start here, he has his frames in. However he wants to do it, he can do like cross shoulder post. So he dominates my shoulder line. He can have like hand on the inside of my bicep, right? Whether it's like in half guard, we're using half guard only as like an example. But I think it's great because like, what I want to do as the top person is again, similar to what we were doing on the bottom, I want to make him frame. I basically want him to occupy all of his available hand ability to just frame me my weight, right? Because if I'm here and he's not carrying my weight, both of us can just be hand fighting all day. He has the same ability to hand fight. The minute I go chest to chest, he has to frame me. Otherwise, my chest is just going to meet his chest, and then I have connection to his torso. So now a lot of his hands are doing framing, and then now he can think about, like, I have gravity on my side, and I can start thinking about how I want to win this hand fight. Whether it's I swing to the inside, I pin, whether it's I relieve pressure just for a second to knock the frame away, and then I come back in. Or if I use like some other part of my body to drive. So it's like my chest is going in first, maybe I'll use my shoulder to bump a frame away, maybe I'll swing my head down to kill frames, whatever it is. So we'll start half guard. I'm looking for chest to chest connection. I always recommend threatening chest to chest and being able to maintain this position, and then starting our hand fight from there. Because then they're starting at kind of like a disadvantage. Yeah, so we'll play this game, 1 minute on top, 1 minute on bottom, and then we'll also do it from kind of like a smash headquarters position. Just kill that one out. Any questions? All right, on to it.
Where to stop this? Everything fast.
Just get my leg out. What's gonna happen?
Like this, right?
Just the chest is the goal.
Yeah, pass.
You're starting in such a miserable position to begin with.
Alright, switch. Bottom, top, top, bottom. Last game we'll play is an article for you. Similar to this sort of what we were just doing, just in a slightly different position. So it's like we just passed, we just smashed our knees together from headquarters passing, and we have my knee behind both his knees, my chest over his knees, good base, a little bit of a hip wrap. This is where we'll start. Basically looking to get chest to chest. So figuring out how to climb up while maintaining this. And so Bernard will be framing, and then we'll figure out how to, again, fight our way to chest to chest, chest to chest. If you don't prefer this position, you can also start in this position, kind of like, almost like a half guard, but not really. Like I have a knee pinning his knee. I'm past this guy right here. You can also start here and get chest to just do like a minute attacking, a minute defending.
I'll take that win. That one, win clean one so far. Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Alright, so top and bottom on back.
Yeah. I did, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's a class we'll be looking at now, but I sort of like broke up passing into this like, this engagement phase, this sort of immobilization phase for the bottom, thinking about hip penetration, and then also getting chest to chest, immobilizing the top in order to pass. Like these can happen out of order and all at the same time as well. Just because I broke it down into these segments doesn't necessarily mean that they have to occur in that order. So like, if I'm in headquarters passing and like I'm already starting to beat the upper body, right? If I can somehow like flatten him up here, and now I can start like, because I flattened him on the upper body, his lower body it's difficult to follow me, right? If he's just facing up this whole time. So now I'm thinking about like pummeling my legs, getting straightened up or something. Or like if you're doing half butterfly passing or something, right? To some degree we have knees apart because the lower body's immobilized again, like his heel is to his butt, right? Maybe I'm going chest over chest, trying to find ability to get above. If I get a head in on here, now it's much easier for me to pass the rest of the body. But like in that case, it's like everything's happening at the same time. Like I might not have hip penetration, but now I can have access to his upper body simply due to the fact that I've immobilized his lower body. There's really no frames there, so now I can start looking for grips up here. Or if it's like north-south passing, we're just bypassing the legs completely, and now we won't have to deal with upper body grips and hip penetration. So these are more like concepts to help you guys. Concepts from headquarters passing, but I think are applicable to a lot of passing. This idea of like occupying their body so that they have less points to sort of hook you and move you, and using your weight on top to immobilize them, and then look to get chest to chest and get hip penetration. We have open mat now. That's it. Very honestly consistent. Yeah.
If you're going to Anaconda, and you roll, and the guy comes back.
Are you even class?
You ever do a backwards somersault? It's like, it's like a.
There's no wrong thing that you have.
Yeah. I had a guy yesterday in that class, and but then I didn't. I was like, I should try that.
Yeah, you can. I want to say if you roll it, it probably even makes it tighter. Yeah. So if you can, I keep the grip and just roll. I know I like doing like pounded reverses. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm here for
So Adam said the system is updating.
Okay.
It's migrating people from one system to another. So
Okay.
if you don't show up, he's not gonna worry about it.
Okay.
Or he says not to worry about it. Yeah.
Got it. Perfect. Thank you.
It's fine. Like I remember when I was a member, because I'm not a member right now. I just don't teach, but I mean, I guess that makes me a member. But I'm not like actually in the system.
Okay.
I just remember when I was here. I just never remember to log in.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, it wasn't. I think
Where you know
he likes people to log in just so he has an idea of like how many people are attending.
Yeah.
But honestly, he could just ask me to, and I could give him like a rough estimate.
Right. Where do you teach normally, or?
I teach here.
And then you're a member somewhere else?
Yeah, but then I'm a member down at 10th Planet San Jose.
Okay.
But then like it's run by Alan, and Alan we all started here.
Okay.
Alan just opened his gym like 2 years ago.
Oh, very
and then
cool.
like Alan's a very close friend. Basically Adam's first black belt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like we're all just connected.
Yeah.
So it's like I teach. So I don't technically have to pay membership, but I come here and train on like
Yeah.
Fridays and Sundays too. So let me just say I train at both places.
Are you looking to set up your own Zoom eventually?
I don't know about that. I feel like it's helping to instruct and coaching is like completely different from gym ownership.
Yeah.
Gym ownership is
A lot more headache.
feels like a lot more headache.
Yeah.
Because then it becomes like a game of like, can you get enough students in to cover your rent?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, that just feels stressful.
Yeah. It's not about the sport anymore then?
Yeah. We'll see, but I think right now it's for sure no. I don't know. I prefer like businesses that have smaller footprints. So meaning like I don't really like the idea of a brick and mortar. It just feels like it grounds me too much.
Yeah.
Right. I'm
And
sure
there's a
there are
higher risks too, right?
Yeah, higher risk. Like you have to pay rent here.
Yeah.
You have to like keep. You sort of have to keep it. You might have to keep it staffed.
Yeah.
You know.
What's the alternative though then? Like a non-brick and mortar business, what would that be?
I don't think there is unless you have like, unless you're very well known and slash a very good competitor and you sell like digital instruction.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that.
Or PT?
PT,
Yeah, that's tough, right?
like physical therapy.
No, personal training.
Oh, personal training.
Yeah. It's like
You
one-on-one
could,
sessions,
yeah. Because then it's just you, and
Yeah.
you use like facilities that aren't owned by
Exactly,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, that is a possibility. But I don't have any like PT training aside from just the crap that I do
Well, I
myself.
feel like this is pretty close.
Yeah. But this is why I like prefer like digital businesses, right?
Yeah.
Software you can just
Scale.
make once and scale forever.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So.
Is that what the one that you recommended to me? Is that what that is? Like he makes videos, training videos?
Yeah, but he also owns a gym
Okay.
and was a very high level competitor. That dude is super accomplished. He's like, he has like a PhD in what was it? It's kind of like a PT related field.
Okay.
And
I
it-
know a lot of bias.
Yeah. No.
He actually got a PhD in
Kinesthetics.
physiotherapy.
Physiotherapy.
So adding with specifics to like orthopedic
Yeah.
Like mechanics,
Yeah.
like with particular to like the knees.
It's funny. I think his like PhD thesis was about like knee injuries in jiu-jitsu, and it's like his game was basically like causing knee. Like he was a leg walker.
Yeah.
So he would fuck people's knees up, and then he, you know, probably like handed out his papers. And, like, hey, this is how you heal yourself.
Oh, very cool. What's his name?
Lachlan Giles. He's the
Lachlan
sub at Dye.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an Australian dude. He's retired now. He's like, is he 38 now? 40? Something like that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. But he's known to be a very, very thorough instructor.
Yeah.
Very good instructor.
I'm assuming he's on Instagram as well.
Yeah, he is. Lachlan Giles. L-A-C-H. L-A-C-H-L-A.
Roll over. Yeah, I don't know.
This guy, yeah. This guy, yeah. He's the. He does such better.
Oh,
Did he
cool.
get you Bruno?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's him.
I call it a relationship.
Yeah, he's a great instructor. I've learned
Like, I
so
don't wanna
much.
Yeah.
One of the things I really want to do is actually go to Melbourne. That's where he's based out of.
Yeah.
And he has like a pro class, and I think as long as you're not like crazy and an idiot, you could probably join.
Okay.
And then just like live there for a month.
Yeah.
And he's sick.
Have you thought about doing that in Bali? I know.
Oh,
Mike.
Bali MMA, yeah.
Yeah.
Did he go?
He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he spent a month out there.
Yeah.
And he took his kids, and they were like, there's a session for the kids, there's a session for him.
That's awesome.
And he spent a month doing that.
Longest I ever did was like a week.
Okay.
Just like
For training though, or like
yeah,
spending
pure
money?
training.
Yeah.
Like it was actually recent. I went to Joseph Chen's gym in Shanghai,
Okay.
and then just stayed down the street. And then
Yeah.
every day it was like 8 hours of jiu-jitsu.
That's awesome.
Pretty awesome. Yeah.
I'm planning on doing something like that in December for calisthenics.
Okay.
So like weighted pull-ups, working on that muscle,
Oh,
things
okay.
like that.
Yeah.
There's a gym in like one of those indoor-outdoor gyms in.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll do a week of that
nice.
up there.
Yeah, like you should do it for jiu-jitsu too. It's really
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
let's first learn some things, and then we'll see how much
Yeah.
I'm able to.
I feel like maybe like a year in, people. I feel like then you would get more out of wherever you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like right now, it's just like me, I'm relying on instinct. You tell me stuff, and I'm like, okay, I get it. You get on the mat, and it's like
Yeah.
all out the door.
But yeah, definitely like level up outside of the training room too.
Yeah.
I feel like people who study, they
Okay.
just because like you're watching, you're
Yeah.
seeing like not just me, but like how the best people in the sport are doing it.
Yeah, that's what I was like wondering. It's like me just coming in like maybe 2 hours a week isn't really gonna like
No,
improve
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So,
I think
Okay.
2 hours a week or like a couple hours a week is fine if you're doing it for 10 years and you just want to like
Yeah.
maintain. I think that's fine. I think when you first start off, the more consistent and the more you can get exposure.
yeah. Okay.
Like if it's not map time, like
the videos.
and like go and watch Lachlan's like half guard headquarters passing. And
Yeah.
saying, okay, he will definitely, because he can go much more into depth in like an 8-hour course.
Yeah.
Versus like me, I'm trying to cover like, I'm trying to let you guys work. Right?
Yeah.
It's almost like, unless you spend all day in the classroom with someone who knows what they're doing, it's like you're never going to get the same amount of instruction. So like usually it's like I watch instructionals on things I like,
Yep.
and I get the details, and then I go into the room and I test it out.
Yeah.
Just like experiment, play with it, and then you can also ask your instructors like, hey,
I saw this.
I saw this,
Yeah.
and then like I probably saw the same thing. So it's like I could probably help you whatever.
Yeah.
Figure out like what it is that's working or not.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah. I'll sign up today for that.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think he always has some sort of like code floating around.
Okay.
You do a discount on the first month.
Yeah.
And you can totally go month by month. Just
We do
so
like
you can-
$20 a month or something like that, right?
I think it's $20 a month if you sign up for a year. It'll
Okay.
average out to $20.
Yeah.
It might be like 25 if you go.
Okay.
But I recommend doing month by month first. See
Yeah.
if you like it. See if it helps.
Yep.
And then
go in longer if you want to.
Perfect, makes sense. It also makes sense that like the Lunar with there's all like beginner class, but like training with people who are more experienced, you can start replicating what you're seeing happening. Like, oh, okay,
I think
he's,
with I think with beginners, my goal, I run class slightly differently. I like to play these games instead of just like 45 minutes of instruction and like, because I feel like what's important for beginners is to just start making connections with people.
Yeah.
Like feeling out what the goal is.
Yeah.
Like the more time that you spend kind of like in constrained situations, like I try to constrain it so it's not super crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like the more time that beginners get in like these rolling situations, the better they. Otherwise, it's like you're doing all this instruction and then
It's theory.
yeah, it's all theory, and then you get to like the situational and the open mat, and it's like you just get like half the time
100%.
to do it, and then you're like, oh, it doesn't work
Yeah.
against live resistance, and it's like you need to put the live resistance
Completely.
in the actual training.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
I see the benefit of that. What did I say?
And then
yeah,
if you
just also replicate. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you imagine like doing a class like this like 4 to 5 times a week,
Yeah.
like if you're very focused on just passing this week, and then next week it's like, oh, maybe I'll look into guillotines or something, and you're doing it in a way where it's like you get tons of reps in very specific positions.
Yeah. It becomes
Man, like at the end of like 3 months, dude, you'll be able to do a lot of stuff during a roll.
Okay.
And you've had that accumulated like every day you're like making connections with people for an hour.
Yeah.
And just like trying stuff out instead of like a lot of theory.
Yeah, completely. Because I've never done a combat sport before.
Oh yeah, it was very weird at first to like touch people.
Exactly.
I had that issue too. And
Yeah.
then I think over time it's just become a lot.
I know the difference.
But that's not to say theory is bad. Like, I think it's just, I think it helps to have time outside of class to study. Like, I call it like, one of my friends in boxing called it like upgrading the software.
Yeah.
You want to upgrade the software,
Yeah.
but then you want to come in and like test it out and upgrade the hardware.
I like that.
Get your body to do it. Right?
Yeah.
And then, I would like to study at home for like an hour before
Thank you.
I come here and try something.
Okay. That makes sense. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir. I'll see you Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. Since there's 3 people, do you guys want to do 3? Like 3-minute rounds, two rounds anymore right now. So you guys can get like 6 minutes with 3-minute rest.
Yes, sorry, I'm gonna lock it for
You're gonna what?
lock it for
Oh,
I feel like it.
Oh, you're remote today?
Yeah.
Will they get mad if you don't walk in?
No, they just prefer that like it's done live with this system. Like, as soon as if you're actually like you do it manually later. Automatically saying like, okay, this person either slept in or we're doing something else.
Yeah.
But this is like a new shift that just happened like a few weeks ago. So I'm sure they're probably like monitoring it very, very
Close.
closely just to make sure people aren't like taking advantage
Yeah.
of this like hybrid sort of like 50-50 constant offset. And I really don't want to lose that. I'm not trying to go back into the office 5 days a week. Going to the hospital. It's just
Dude, I think it's pretty cool that there's remote work for nurses. That totally doesn't.
yeah, man, it's such a high like deal for burnout. It's just like a 5-day work week.
Yeah, recipe for burn. Especially how long are your shifts? Like,
It can be anywhere from like ours is like 8 to sometimes like 16 hours.
yeah.
But it's usually just me because I'm the only one without a family here in the Bay Area. So like, I tend to kind of lean towards being a hero instead of my partners. Like, I go home. They have like kids to pick up from daycare. And
Yeah, for sure.
some of them commute for husbands.
Do you plan on having kids and things like
I can meet the right person.
that? Yeah.
But also long term, but I'm not also going to like pressure someone if I do feel like I meet someone like we're settling down with. It's gotta be something that we also really, really want. But
I have the perfect setup where I think I met the right person, but neither of us want.
neither of you,
Neither of us want kids. So we have sort of me and Amy, we've been together like 13 years now.
yeah, she's the one that lives overseas.
No, she's here.
Oh, she's here? Okay.
I think she just is not really. She doesn't do jiu-jitsu, no way connecting to it, so I think not a lot of people have actually.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think I remember seeing her briefly at that power show we ran to that one time.
Oh, yeah.
That was sweet.
Yeah.
You never tried to.
She doesn't like the whole idea of like people trying to touch her and do things to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she also thinks it's the sweatiness is kind of gross.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely something you kind of have to get over.
Yeah.
I remember you talking about that. I remember you do.
Yeah. Take a shower real quick.
What do you think of?
It's only since like August.
Huh, okay then. Been doing it on and off for 10 years. A little bit of an advantage.
Once we feel better.
Yeah.
Are you doing it consistently?
Yeah, pretty consistently the last 2-3 years.
What made you start this?
I was doing Muay Thai kickboxing for a couple years in between. COVID happened. And then I finally, the gym that was doing kickboxing up the rates, and the name progressor left. So I'm like, okay, I'll find a jiu-jitsu place.
Would you ever do like MMA or something?
I mean, I could work for that shit, but I mean, I trained MMA 10 years ago. That's how I started jiu-jitsu, was just Jeet Kune Do and MMA kind of stuff.
Did you want to like fight in college?
I did wrestling in high school, but like, unless if I knew 100% I was gonna win, like, the risk versus reward is just not there. You don't pay enough, get a little plastic piece of metal for winning.
Yeah.
Like, working cash, so like, keep your brain cells working.
Oh my god, hop
Sure.
You guys.
Are you overtime? Mike.
Right. Oh.
Just make sure. I'll go on there.
What's your gym in CU Valley?
805 Combat Sports.
Okay.
It's a no-name gym. I taught the coach.
Oh, you're the coach.
No, I tapped the coach. Like, he's not super good. He's a black belt, but like
Oh, I see.
questionable skill at the gym, but like it's very close, so I'll actually go every week.
I see.
Like,
How far is Simi Valley from like Thousand Oaks?
oh, it's adjacent town.
Because there's I don't know if you want to go to a 10 planet school. There's
I dropped in there before.
with Eric Rainey. Is it?
I dropped in like 8 years ago or something.
Okay. Because if it's close enough, I know Eric Rainey is really good. Like he's a really good coach and instructor. But I guess like I don't know, being consistent might be more helpful.
Yeah, I was driving like 30 minutes to another gym in Agoura Hills, Elite, not Elite in me, but Abjay Academy.
Okay.
Has a real good professor who trained Boss Rudin.
Okay.
So I was training with him for a while, but then I go to trips to Japan. He didn't put my account on hold, even though I asked him to.
Yeah.
And they were real stingy about paying me back. So
I
I'm
see.
like, you know, I trust this guy to keep me safe, and he only paid me back.
Yeah. Do you do gi at your gym or it's just
So, funny story. 2 months ago, I dropped into the gi class. I'm a white belt. And the coach hands me a blue belt. And he said, here you go. It's kind of insulting to the class that you're a white belt for so long. And at the end of the class, he says, give me the belt back. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. He hands me a purple. So now I'm a purple belt. But because I only do no gi, like I never get promoted.
Oh, okay.
So I got promoted twice in one day, like 2 months ago. But like,
That's hilarious.
but I've been doing it on and off for 10 years, so like,
Yeah.
I know my shit, and I only do no gi, so like,
I mean, I guess that's nice that he promoted you. Otherwise, like, yeah, because it's hard when it's on and off, or you change gyms, or yeah.
yeah, I've
Is
been doing
there-
it for
Yeah.
a year and a half now, so like,
Okay. We had a blue belt here a couple of years ago, but he was like had been training for like 10 to 12 years. He's just been like constantly switching gyms. So he was just like marking like brown and black belts. So it's pretty funny.
that's how I felt, but I had to tell people, yeah, no, like,
Jackson?
No, it was Chris. He was like super. I don't know if you remember. He was like that super flexible guy, and he would just like put you in positions that you just never thought of because most people's legs wouldn't reach that way. He moved to Texas. Chris Eisen.
Oh, yes. I do remember him.
Eisenberg.
He used to come to the 6 a.m.
Yeah,
He was always wearing his
yeah.
pants.
Always wearing
Like, really
boot
baggy
pants.
pants.
Yeah. Like I
He
remember
was really fucking good.
Yeah, I remember he was like, "Oh, I'm moving in Texas," and then like he had one last 6 a.m. class, and he brought all of his weed because he couldn't bring it to Texas. It was like huge jars of weed, and then he just like everyone just like distributed it.
I forgot, he was actually a grower. I forgot. And he used to give, I remember he used to bring like, basically almost like home cooked, like a meal, but it was like these like little mason jars. So funny. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think he got promoted to purple before he left, so
He was such a hippie.
it was just hilarious. Yeah. Are you out here for work? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
What did?
was here last week, I'm here this week, going on vacation in Japan for 3 weeks
Okay.
after this. I'm dropping in Mars again, real fun job. And then, I'm usually out here like 2 to 4 times a year. So, but I was trying to bring a whole bunch of people from my work. There's one person on my team that does jiu-jitsu, always flakes. Another person is like a adjacent team, also always flakes.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to get some of the new hires to just come on.